Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. It's me, Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerd Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back for the first video of 2023, and we're going to continue looking at the Claude Chabrol set from Arrow Video. Lies in Deceit, 5 films from Claude Chabrol. Last week we looked at Madame Bovary, and today we're going to look at none other than the next film, Betty. Of course, I hope that this video finds all of you well and that you're all doing great as we start this year off. And I know that I've been absent, but I took that week of that holiday off because, let's be honest, I go back home and I have a lot of people at home and I have little to no space to actually record videos. So there was no way that I was going to get to this and edit it on time for y'all because my setup was at home, and I know you all hate to hear these excuses. So either way, we're here and we're back to our normal scheduled videos. So in the meantime, just go back if you haven't, watch the last couple videos and catch up on those while we continue to make our way through these sets. Of course, if you like content about physical media, Blu-rays, 4Ks, all of that wonderful sweet stuff that we get to talk about on this channel, go ahead and go to this video and like it. Make sure that you also subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss a single video that goes up on this channel. Also, if you want to lend an extra helping hand, go over to patreon.com/nerdcore to get early access to a video like this and some exclusives like video essays. I'm actually working on my video essay right now. I figured that I was going to be able to get to work on this stuff here because it's easier to film where I work instead of having to just go ahead and do it back home where I get distracted by a million other things. So I'm doing it, and once it is up, I will let you all know. But if you want to see it, you're only going to be able to see it if you subscribe to my Patreon at the $5 tier or above. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So we're at the 4th film in the set, and I'm excited to talk about this one because this is definitely one of the ones that I enjoyed more, and I was really excited to talk about it after I finished it. But of course, before we can get into talking about the film, let's go ahead and read this introduction on the back from Arrow Video. Adapted from the novel of the same name by Margaret, author Georges Simenon, Betty is a scathing attack on the upper middle classes, featuring an extraordinary performance from Marie Trintignant as a woman spiraling into alcoholism but fighting to redefine herself. Betty, Marie Trintignant, walks into a Paris bar to get out of the rain. Drunk, adrift, alone, her life is sliding dangerously out of control as she smokes one cigarette after another and allows herself to be picked up by a man who claims to be a doctor, but is in fact a drug addict. She is saved by an older woman, Laure, played by Stéphane Audran, who nurses her back to health and is given another chance. But Betty seems consumed by darkness, and as the truth about her emerges, it threatens to consume Laure too. The writer said Simenon requires a plot in order to start things moving on the page, but a filmmaker starts with a gift, the human face. In this brand new 4K restoration of Chabrol's superlative film, we are gifted that face in all its strength and beauty. Marie Trintignant is remarkable in the title role, and the film as honest and unflinching as her performance. Included in the special edition contents are a high-definition Blu-ray 1080p presentation of a new 4K restoration, original lossless French PCM mono audio, optional English subtitles, brand new commentary by the film critic Kat Ellinger, Betty from Simenon to Chabrol, a brand new visual essay by French cinema historian Ginette Vincendru. I'm going to be terrible at reading these names, I'm so sorry, y'all. An interview with Russ Schwartz, a brand new interview with the English translator of the Georges Simenon novel on which the film is based, archive introduction by film scholar Joe Magny, select scene commentaries by Claude Chabrol, theatrical trailer, and an image gallery. So, this is the packaging, y'all. This is the front. I really like the art on this one. I've got to say that the art on the, These films have been great, and I love the way that they packaged all of this set. That's been one of my favorite parts about this whole set from Arrow Video. So this is the inside, plus you get your Blu-ray disc. But other than that, nothing too fancy here. It's just a Blu-ray disc, but love this art. Let me see if I can get it a little bit more focused right there. Yeah, I love this art. Whoever did the work on this just did a fantastic job. So I really liked Betty. I thought that the film was very different from the other ones that we have in this set, like Copavin, Inspector Lavardin, and Madame Bovary. But I would say that ultimately that it possesses qualities that are more similar to Madame Bovary. But what is the same within those two films is present in this one, where I found myself to be more interested in the character study side of this film than the actual overarching story that were presented in this. I really did like the production design, the score, the cinematography, and all those aspects of this film. Claude Chabrol always has a way of including such interesting aspects to his films because they create the overarching atmosphere that we're going to have within the film. And I really like that about it because he's able to at least catch your eye with his visual language, even though sometimes the story aspect isn't anything to write home about. In Betty, that was kind of the same instance where the story wasn't anything that I was really like tied to. What I found myself engrossed in and what I found myself just enjoying the most was all the time we spent with Betty herself. This tale of a, sort of femme fatale in a way, but not exactly, that is fed up with her sedimentary lifestyle and ultimately embarks on this journey to, get out of her marriage that is also very much not just a one-sided affair here where it was ultimately all her fault. It was also her husband's, but the way that the story is kind of presented is really interesting to me, and that's kind of what had me glued to the screen, because we're kind of just working through this character study of Betty. But I found myself also liking the characters like Laura's husband, who also, well, not Laura's husband, Laura's partner, who also runs the hole with her, and all these other things that just really play off of each other. And even though I didn't think it was a perfect film, I did like it, and I did think that it was worth the watch. Obviously, one of the stronger films from Claude Chabrol, but I was more tied to the character than any other aspect of this film. Now, let's talk about the restoration. So I watched this on my Panasonic 4K player on a TCL 4K TV, and because of that, I'm going to benefit from upscaling, so I'm able to see a more sharper picture. It's not going to be entirely 4K, but it is a 4K restoration. It's going to look a little close to it. Not exactly native 4K, but it's going to be a bit better than 1080p. I've got to say that Madame Bovary and Betty are just some of the best restorative work I have seen from Arrow Video yet. I've been able to watch, Cinema Paradiso, Voice of the Moon, Orchestra Rehearsal, Dune 1984, Copavin, and Inspector Lavardin at this point. And this one and Madame Bovary's 4K restorations from MK2 are freaking fantastic. I mean, the regrading they were able to do on these films really do stand out. I love the deep whites and blacks that are in this film. The contrast and saturation that they're able to pull out of this restoration just looks fantastic. I mean, if there's something that just blows my mind, is when you're able to see a clear distinction from the past restoration to the newest. And when I was able to look at that old restoration, this new restoration, and that old trailer, you can tell they put so much work into Betty, and I love when they do that. They kept the grain and they kept it at a precise amount that was able to give off the vibe that it was still from the 90s. But I just fell in love with the sharp color choices, and just it stands out. And like the reds, oh my god, I fell in love with the reds. I could not keep my eyes off of those. The yellows, the green hues, like everything just stood out, and it looked fantastic. The audio is the same thing. I loved it. There's nothing really bad about it. It sounds great. I don't really think that any of these restorations have had a bad audio track with it. And if I'm sure that this is a French PCM, original lossless French PCM mono audio, so it does a good job. It doesn't sound like there's hissing, there's no scratchings, there's no white noise. It sounds good. It's nothing amazing, but it does work its charm, and it sounds just clean enough where you're able to hear what's going on. Everything is leveled together. It's balanced, score, sound effects, nothing else sounds out of the ordinary. And paired together with such a beautiful visual component, it's a damn good restoration and one of the best on this set. And if it wasn't for the next movie I'm going to talk about, I would say that this is the best restoration I've seen from Arrow Video yet. But Betty is a good movie, but the restoration is freaking fantastic, and that is already a reason why you should probably even have this set. But I love the restoration. I like the film, and yeah, it was just a really good time, and I really enjoyed watching this movie. So follow along with all things social media. Make sure you follow me at The Nerd Chicano on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd, Serialized, Twitch, all those wonderful things. I am under the same handle on all of them, The Nerd Chicano. So follow me, guys. I'm always going to follow you guys back, so just go and interact with me. I really like talking with you all. Follow along with all the things that the Nerdcore is doing by checking out our website, thenerdcore.com, and checking us out on YouTube and Twitter at the Nerdcore. The same handle on both of them. So check out the reviews, podcasts, interviews, and all those wonderful things that we're doing on that side of the internet. Next week, we're going to finish off this set, and we're going to talk about the final film in this set from Arrow Video. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about Betty. Let me know what you think about this set. Also, let me know if you recommend Twisting the Knife. I know it's 4 films, but I might just want to dip in and buy that too on a sale, because I really like these films from Claude Chabrol. So I think that buying the next set would be a pretty good addition, and I would like to talk about it with you all. So if you own it, let me know what you think about it, and what do you think about the films on that set. But in the meantime, to my wonderful cinephiles and renowned scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. Catch you on the next one, guys. Bye.